And so it'll be a technical foul. North Carolina shooting and the ball. A huge mental mistake.
Like it or not, bad days are inevitable. If you do something long enough, the bad days become a part of your journey. Sometimes you might even go through a string of bad days in a row. It might seem like the harder you try, the worse things get. No matter what happens, you can't seem to get out of your own way. Well, sports is not an exception to bad days either. Join me as I take you through the people having a bad day in sports. Number 6. Chris Webber. Chris Webber is an NBA legend. Webber was one of the league's best power forwards, an excellent playmaker, passer, scorer, and the linchpin of the Sacramento Kings in the early 2000s, one of the most entertaining teams in NBA history. Moreover, he cost Michigan a shot at the 1993 national championship by calling a timeout that his team lacked. Michigan trailed North Carolina 73-71 with 15 seconds to go. Webber escapes a brazen trip while bringing the ball up the court and then attempted to call a timeout while trapped in the corner, which resulted in a technical foul, effectively ending Michigan's chances of winning the game. Number 5. Igor Akinfeev. In Russia's opening match of the 2014 FIFA World Cup, goalkeeper Igor Akinfeev allowed a simple shot through his hands and into the net, giving South Korea a 1-0 lead in a match that ended in a 1-1 draw. The most incredible part is that if Akinfeev had not deflected the ball with his hands into the post, he almost certainly would have stopped the shot with his face. Number 4. Rafael Nadal. In 2005, at the age of 19, Nadal experienced the worst moment of his career in Buenos Aires, where he was beaten 6-0, 6-0, 6-1 by Gaston Gaudio. Years later, he talked about that day. Practically my success as a tennis player kicked off since I lost that match against Gaston, so the memory of that tournament is unforgettable. That same year, Nadal lifted his first Roland Garros trophy among the many that followed. Number 3. J.R. Smith. Every group has that one friend who's pleasant to be around but a little forgetful. In this case, J.R. Smith was that friend, except that he was an incredibly gifted but inconsistent NBA player. In the 2018 NBA Finals, perhaps the Cavaliers had no chance against a Warriors team that was unstoppable. Maybe they would have been just as easily defeated. Nonetheless, Smith's blunder was legendary. With seconds remaining, the game tied at 107 and George Hill missed a game-winning free throw. Smith grabbed the rebound, but instead of attempting a putback or passing to a teammate, he dribbled out the clock, believing Cleveland was ahead. The game was tied at the end of regulation, and the Cavaliers lost it in overtime. Number 2. Jim Marshall. In 1964, Vikings defensive end Jim Marshall ran 66 yards with the football. Making the feat somewhat less impressive is the fact that he ran the wrong way. Marshall scooped up a fumble from the 49ers running back Billy Kilmer and sprinted towards daylight. Marshall looked around, surprised that no one was chasing him. In fact, no one chased him all the way to the end zone, where he tossed the ball away and scored 2 points for the 49ers. Jim Marshall's 20-year NFL career will most be remembered for this iconic lapse of judgment. And number 1, Steven Gerrard. Unless you're a Liverpool fan, or indeed Steven Gerrard himself, then this incident has almost certainly given you plenty of laughs over the years. During the 2013-14 Premier League season, Liverpool came tantalizingly close to ending their long wait for a 19th league title. The Reds were on a 16-game, unbeaten streak in the Premier League until this match. However, disaster struck on the stroke of halftime in a moment that left scars on the collective psyche of Liverpool fans around the world. With the game delicately poised at 0-0, Gerrard failed to control a routine pass from Mamadou Sakho, allowing the ball to roll into the path of Chelsea striker Demba Ba. That might not have been such a big issue on its own, but to the horror of Liverpool fans, Gerrard then lost his footing and slipped to the ground, thus allowing Ba to race through on goal completely unhindered. As you'd have it, Demba Ba scores and Liverpool ends up wasting a golden opportunity to win the Premier League title, and the incident, unfortunately, will always haunt poor old Stevie G. So what do you think? Which of these incidents do you feel should have never happened? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, be sure to subscribe and like us. I'll see you next time right here on the channel. Until then, it's goodbye.